Hi there, it's Michael Cowan from RaveTopia here, and it's a bit of an admin day here in the office, so I wanted to take 10 minutes out and just do a quick book review. I've just finished a really fantastic book, and I can't show you the cover because it's on my Kindle. I don't think it's actually been released in South Africa yet, so I read it on my Kindle, and it's called Launch by Michael Stelzner. He's the guy who developed Social Media Examiner, and in this book, he outlines a content management strategy to really take your business from zero to an absolute outer space launch. And what I really loved about the book is there's a lot of really practical advice and insights in the book. I've got quite bored with a lot of the new marketing social media books, because a lot of them are kind of like, you've got to get on a Twitter and it's about this platform, it's about that platform. But what Michael does here is something very different. He gives you a way to develop a content management strategy. And this is really important, because if I look at myself, I've been working online for probably the last 4 to 5 years quite comfortably. And I've never really had a content management strategy as he's outlined it. And we know that content is absolutely critical. And there are two sides to the process here. One, you got to have really good content, and the other side is the ability to distribute the content. And they really go hand in hand. Because if your content is not that great, no one's going to really want to distribute it, and there's a symbiotic relationship. Now, what Michael does is he outlines the strategy that he used to launch the Social Media Examiner. Now, just to put this in a context here, and I've just got a few stats from the book here. In 12 months, he had a goal to launch the site to have 40,000 email subscribers. And he achieved this in 12 months. He also got 450,000 page views per month. He had 20,000 fans on Facebook. He was ranked in the top 25 business blogs by Ad Agent Technorati. And here I think is the real teller to the whole process. He was ranked number 2 in his niche, social media. Now, this is a highly competitive space. Now, to cut through the clutter and to develop a strategy that gets you out to the top is a tremendous amount of hard work and effort, but it's got to have some very clear thinking. And this is the value that this book Launch provides for us. Now, in the book, Michael outlines a formula. Really, it's good content plus other people, less marketing messages equals growth. Now, I think this formula has been pretty well understood, and I think people are accepting the idea. But if you go and have a look at Social Media Examiner, you'll see how well he's actually applied this. You won't see any aspect of marketing, any marketing material on the site whatsoever. It's an incredibly subtle process, and he's really thought about this really deeply. Now, in terms of the content management strategy, he outlines 10 strategies that they've used in Social Media Examiner. And he split it into primary fuel, that's stuff that you do every day, and then nuclear fuel, stuff that's hard to do and requires a tremendous amount of effort, but it lasts. So I'm going to just take a few minutes and just explain each of these, and then I'll sign off. In terms of the primary fuel, it's the comprehensive how-to articles. How to use LinkedIn to develop your business, how to, etc., etc., etc. And in terms of why this works so well is people are interested. People are coming online and they're trying to find information that's going to help them improve the quality of what they're doing. And then specifically when you look at the social media space, we don't really understand it that well. So a lot of how-to articles, fantastic platform to develop. He also has expert interviews. So, for example, he may go and interview an expert in a specific field. And this was a huge launch pad for the Social Media Examiner. He went to a couple of the conferences and he lined up all these speakers. He got the microphones out, had a banner at the back end, and he spent 5 minutes interviewing. And I think he had 20 interviews when he launched Social Media Examiner, and they really helped explode the growth because they were high quality interviews with high profile people. So it comes back to good content and other people. Also, reviews of books, websites, pretty much what I'm doing right now on his book. So thanks, Michael. Also, case studies. Why YouTube is the most effective video distribution network, or whatever it is, a case study that is relevant to your business. The fifth one is news stories. And it's a bit different to the others in that it's current. And the challenge with news stories, as Michael outlines in his book, is you've got to always be on top of the equation here. You always got to be aware of what's happening in your market. Whereas the other five, it's very easy to create evergreen content that's going to last and last and last. And the last one is really the contrarian views and stories. It's where you look at things from the opposite point of view, almost be the devil's advocate. And he uses the example that when Twitter first came out, he wrote a post for marketing profs around the dark side of Twitter, and it was their #1 post, and it really built a lot of traffic and value for Social Media Examiner. And then those are the 6 that are really your primary fuels that you can do on an ongoing basis that are not going to kill the bandwidth in terms of delivery. The nuclear fuel is you don't want to do it too often, but you do want to do it because the impact is huge and it's lasting. And the first one is really survey reports, starting to find out information in terms of your market, bringing it back, compiling comprehensive surveys. The next one is white papers. And he does outline all of this in the book, so I'm not going to go into the details here. So white papers, developing evergreen platforms of white papers. The next one is the top 10 contests, which, yeah, it just creates excitement, but it's a lot of work. And then the micro events, it's the webinars and all of these kind of things that are not huge, but they do take a tremendous amount of time and effort in putting together, managing, and keeping going. So I think it's a very valuable book, and it's one of the better books that I've read in this space, because content really is an important part of every marketing strategy today. And I think this is a very valuable book for you to go and read. There is a link in the show notes below, plus a little picture of the book, so you can have a look at it. And I will link to Social Media Examiner, plus the book page launch, so you can have a look at it. So thanks for popping in. Thanks for listening. And this is Michael Kahn from RaveTopia saying cheerio until we chat again later. Thanks. Bye.